Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 88 of the American Show. Now let's begin. So, Susan was laying down on her bed when she got up and decided that she was after the dinner that she had yesterday, which was amazing, of course, and she was like, "It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good day." So she got dressed and got her breakfast burrito that she made herself for. But actually, no, she didn't actually make it. Her butler did. Well, actually, her private female chef did. Of course, she sat down waiting for it, and then the meal came to her. She ate the food, everything was perfect, and then she decided to go to work early. So she called her. So she called everybody to like get their like ideas in there a little bit more. So she leaves the house after she was on the phone with her employees, and she was about to go to she was about to go to the Alpha Queen Studios where Alpha Queen was already he was already at, of course. He was already there, and so he was like, okay. I mean, so she, I should say, was like, okay. Um, my mom just told me that he was at the office already, of course, and I need to meet him there so we can start rehearsals early because I'm in a show mood and I want to do the show. You know what I mean? And so that's what she did. She hopped in her truck and she just said to herself, "This is gonna be a good day." As she was driving away from the house, a couple of hours. It was long, of course, and she was like, she said, you know, this is a great day for a just a ride. After the show, I'm thinking about, you know, just driving for a while. She said, you know what? I'm going to do that. And then finally, she gets to the studio, of course. She opens the door and everybody is waiting for her because it was the morning time, but you know. So everybody was waiting for her. And all of a sudden she starts rehearsing with them. And everything's just going perfect, you know what I mean? Everything's just going great. And after the rehearsals, um, she decided that she was going to, you know, just go have lunch with her coworkers, of course. And so that's what she did. So she made sure that everybody had that her so she allowed everybody to get in her truck, of course, and she was driving, of course, and whilst everybody else was eating their lunch in the studio, she allowed three people to go to her car, to go to her truck so she could eat lunch with them. She asked she asked them she asked one guy who was getting her well she asked one girl who was getting her sandwich already, who was opening up her um lunch box, of course. Well, lunch um box, if you like a better word. Does do you want to go out to lunch with us? She said no, and then she was like, okay, no problem. And so she allowed three people, because there were only three people there. Actually, there was going before, but the girl said no, and so she left with them to go get tacos, of course. And then she was like, okay, cool. I'm going to eat lunch with my employee, with my coworkers, of course, to eat lunch with them. And then later on, we will come back and do the American show. So that's what she did. She hopped in her car, but they hopped in her car, her truck, and then they just started to talk about stuff, having a good time, singing what was ever on the radio, and they're just having simply a good time. And she thought to herself, this is where I want to be forever. And so finally, they get to the taco place, and she was the one who asked for the orders, and what do you want, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want, etc., etc., etc. The employees, the coworkers, the female coworkers, gave out their orders, of course, and eventually they got out of the car, and they just, well, not really. They all stayed in the car, and they just ate the tacos. They just ate the tacos and just talked and laughed. Just had a good time, really. And then after that was finished, they left the taco place, of course, to go back to the studio, of course. And it was long, and most of them were sleeping. Finally, they get to the African studio. Um, Susan had to wake some people up, and then the employee immediately apologized to her, which she did not take at all because they were tired and they needed to sleep, so they did. And it's not a big deal. It was a long truck ride, and so that was going to happen. So anyway, they they get out of the car, right? And they like she opens the door for everybody, and the one person who was there um was eating her sandwich, of course. And after she ate her sandwich, she was ready to go. She was ready to get the show on the road. And so, as they were walking in, she was like, "Okay, guys, do you have your song ready, Miss Susan?" Yeah. And so she heads to the piano to play it, of course, and it sounds perfectly. And she does. Um, she finished her song. She goes to her dressing room. Um, she gets ready and she eats her specialty chocolate bar to get ready for the show. Um, so he's three chocolate bars, and finally the show is beginning. So she goes out her dressing room. The announcer introduces her. She introduces her to the audience, and it's time for the show. So she does her monologue. She does her opening song, and she welcomes her guest, an actress who is doing her well, a musician rather, who's um who is performing his song because she deserves a break. A couple hours ago, before her first song, she decided. Well, Alpha Queen decided that she was going to do her song first. The opening song, to open the after the monologue, she was going to do that first, and the artist that was going to do his song was going to go last. And so she was a little bit okay with it, but she was a little bit upset. But it's not a big deal. She could be professional about this, and so she was. So way after she introduces him, she sat down on the host couch, of course, and she watches him sing. It's blowing the audience away. It is amazing. And so she's still, she's heavily impressed, and she's like, "Cool. Alright, so it's a little making me a little bit jealous. I think I kind of like him, but at the same time, I don't." She says to herself, but only just a little bit though. And so she walks up to him, shakes his hand, and after that, the show is over. The credits, the credits roll, and they're off there. So she thanks him again for doing the show, and everybody's saying goodbye to her. Everybody's like having a good time. She's everybody's saying thank you for the tacos and all that stuff. And she leaves. She hops back into her truck, and then she leaves the African studios. She comes home, she opens the door, and dinner is waiting for her. But you know, and but as she's opening the door, her mom grabs the door, hands her the phone, and it's of course her friend Mandy Gold. She says hi. She says, uh, "This is a preemptive strike. I am calling to check on you before you come to my house to check up on me. How are you, girl?" And they have a short conversation. And she goes to the kitchen chair. She sits down at the dining table, of course, and she eats dinner with her mom and dad. After she eats dinner with her mom and dad. She goes back to her room. Well, her room, her childhood room, of course, and she gets undressed, puts her pajamas on, and goes to bed. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below telling me what you like about the video or hate about the video. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.